Samantha, what's the meaning of this? The house is completely empty. Did we get robbed or something?
Oh, that? I'm moving out. My bad. Thanks for everything.
Moving out? What do you mean you're moving out?
I'm saying that I'm moving out of the house. I didn't feel like separating your stuff and mine, so I just took everything with me. You're fine with that, right?
Of course I'm not okay with that. The house is practically empty. I'm going to need you to explain what's going on properly.
I've explained it a couple of times already. Have you always been this slow? I am getting a divorce from you, which means I also am moving out. End of story. Anything else you need me to explain?
I'm asking for a reason. You left without a single word. No discussions or anything.
The reason? The reason I left is because you're unreliable as a man.
What? I've done so much for you, though.
Ew. I can't stand a desperate man. You were just naive and useful enough, which is why I kept you around. You have no appealing points as a man.
This wouldn't happen because I paid off all your debts and now I'm no longer of use to you anymore, right?
You're correct. I'm finally free from your sorry excuse of a man. Man, was it a hard time being with you. I was so embarrassed to be seen in public with you.
This is just beyond cruel. I spent 10 long years paying off your debt.
Well, the fact that it took you 10 years to pay off a $2 million debt is where the problem is. A normal man would have paid it off at most in 3 years.
That is impossible. You're underestimating the outside world.
No, I'm definitely not. There are men in this world that make more money than you do. Besides, you tried to get me a part-time job, didn't you? That was so unattractive, I couldn't believe it. What man makes their wife work as well?
That's because you kept buying so much jewelry. It's already enough of a struggle to be paying off your debt. Plus, I didn't even try to make you work. I was just trying to discuss finances with you.
In the end, it just meant that you were indirectly telling me to work. I work hard enough being a housewife, but to add a job on top of that?
Housewife? When were you behaving like one? You always went out to do whatever else. You come home later than I do, and I'm the one coming home from work. I cook your dinner, clean the house, do our laundry. That was all me.
Really? I don't remember at all. Sorry.
There you go again. Whenever you know you're in the wrong, you just pretend to forget. You always.
I have no interest in hearing your complaints. Thanks for helping out with my debt. This means you are no longer needed in my life, so our marriage is over.
You're the absolute worst.
Goodbye. Hey, Tate. I saw Samantha out in town just now.
Really?
Yeah, she was attached to some random dude I've never seen before. Are you guys okay? I thought about saying something to her as her sister-in-law, but by the time I gained the courage, she was gone. I always told you that she was trouble. I'm definitely right.
Yeah, you were. She moved out earlier today.
What?
When I came back from home from my business trip, the house was empty. She announced that she was divorcing me and that she moved out.
She just took everything and left? Crazy.
You know, that makes sense. She was seeing another dude. Well, I mean, I had a feeling she was.
Wait, her leaving you now can't be a coincidence.
Yep, I paid off her debt, which means I'm no longer needed in her life. She had that plan the entire time. Makes sense why she didn't want to have any kids either.
Thank goodness that you had a backup plan just for something like this. I did warn you that something like this might happen.
Yeah, I didn't want to believe you, but you kept bugging me about it. Thanks for looking out for me, sis.
Glad to have a sister around, aren't you? So, what are you gonna do now?
Firstly, I'm gonna contact my lawyer. Man, I really didn't think that this would happen.
I was impressed that you guys were married for 10 years. Anyone could see that she wasn't a good person.
Well, yeah, but she had her moments.
You're not telling me that you still have some sort of feelings for her, right?
After all that she said to me, definitely not. Although I do admit I might be feeling rather lonely.
Well, anyways, you should move out of that house. It's way too big for just you alone, and I'm sure it holds some bitter memories now.
Yeah, I'll do that. Since she took everything, packing shouldn't be an issue.
You're going to have to cling to any positivity you can. I can help out a bit with the moving. I weirdly like seeing empty houses. I want to see how yours look.
Sure, I'll be home for today and tomorrow, so drop by anytime. Thanks for helping me feel better.
No problem at all. I'll head over after I pick up some things. If you have anything you want me to get, just let me know.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, I found the she-devil. She's still with that man. I'm gonna do some snooping.
What? Hey, wait!
Hey you, I got a call from the lawyer. What's going on? They were going on about something with $2 million and a prenup of whatever. I got rather agitated and hung up, so you deal with this.
Samantha, you have no intentions of coming back, right?
Of course not. Even if the world were to end and we were the last two people alive, I still wouldn't want to be with you ever again. Why don't you go look for a girl who has some use for you?
Is that so? Well, then you're gonna have to pay me back that $200,000.
What are you saying? Or to pay you back? Do you know how hard it was to be with you for 10 years?
Do you know how I felt working those 10 years paying off your debt?
No, I don't, and I don't care enough to find out. Besides, you were with me. That should have been the happiest 10 years of your life. To a man like you, I was the biggest treasure.
You can keep all that confidence for all I care, but do you remember that contract that I had you sign 10 years ago?
What contract?
The contract is about paying back your debts. I handed you the contract telling you to look it over and sign it afterwards.
I don't remember anything like that. What of it?
That contract stated that if we were ever to get a divorce, you would have to pay me back the amount of money I paid your debts off. I have a contract with me right now with your signature on it.
What? What does that mean?
Look, you may think that you got lucky with me paying off your debt, but now you're in a situation of owing me money. You have to pay off a loan to me.
What?
I had no intention of charging you since we were married, but since we're divorced, I have no qualms about forcing you to pay me back.
What is going on? I didn't hear about this. I don't know anything about this.
The contract has your signature on it.
I don't know anything about what's written on it, so that contract has to be invalid, right?
Wrong. You signed it. I'm sure you signed it without reading it just to make sure that I pay your debts. But you signed it regardless.
This is wrong. A contract like that was only made to keep me chained to you.
If we were to get divorced in a way that I could have agreed on, then I wouldn't be using this against you. I only kept it as backup. I thought that you understood that. Yet you humiliated me and tossed me aside. That means I have every right to charge you. Don't think you can escape this. I have all the documents ready. If you have no intent on paying me back, then I'll just go to the police and sue you.
Hang on. I got it, okay? But think about it. I can't just pay you back that largest sum immediately.
It's not my business. You're bound by this contract to pay me back. That's all that matters to me.
Tate, I got it. You want to get back together with me, right?
What?
I'm moved by your will to win me back. You do want me back in your life. We should continue our lives with each other. You still haven't submitted divorce papers yet.
What are you talking about? I already handed it in ages ago.
Right? What? Why? I know that I left them for you, but you already turned them in? It hasn't even been a day.
Do you think I would want to get back together with you? I'm actually quite scared of how full of yourself you are.
You really going to force me to pay you back $2 million? I can't pay that much. I don't have to pay money that I can't afford to pay, right? I mean, I can't pay for it.
As I said before, you underestimate the world. You made me pay your debt for 10 years, and yet you claim to be unable to.
You decide to pay my debts out of your own free will. You can't be complaining about this now.
Like I said, I had no intention of having you pay me back. I only kept the contract in case you were playing me. I never expected to have to use it against you.
I won't forgive you for this. I won't give you a single penny.
You're gonna have to, one way or another. Where are you right now? Let's have our lawyers discuss this with each other.
Why would I do that? I'm coming with Joseph to you.
Joseph? Who?
My boyfriend. Unlike you, Joseph is a real man.
So you were cheating on me. The man you were seen out walking with today was him, wasn't it?
I was dreaming of the day I could be with him. It's not cheating. I truly love him.
Don't care. Also, what is he gonna do when you guys get here?
peacefully hand over that contract, or else who knows what Joseph will do to you.
Huh? Would that happen to be the man downstairs holding a metal pipe?
Yep, it'll be super bad for you if you get him angry. So what will you do? If you hand over the contract, we'll leave without causing you any harm.
Like I would ever do that. I'm calling the police.
Is that so? Well then, I see we'll just have him force you to hand it over.
He's already in my room. Stop punching the door. I'll call the cops for Wait.
Jasmine? This is an unlawful arrest. The one who should be taken away is the beast of a woman. Why does Joseph have to be the one getting arrested?
Unlawful? Sis did nothing wrong. Plus, he was trying to enter my home while being armed. That's a major offense.
That doesn't mean she had to attack him until he was knocked out.
Sis just dodged his swing. He just lost his balance, fell over, and was knocked out from the impact of hitting the ground. What's his deal?
No, that's not right. That demon, Jasmine, knocked him out. We're suing you guys for assault.
Oh, well, sue to your heart's content, but I hope you remember that this apartment is filled with security cameras. There's no way that one of those cameras didn't catch what happened outside. Make sure you pay me back. After what happened today, the police are watching you closely. Can't run now.
I'll do anything, so please forgive me. There's no way I can pay you back.
Why don't you just rely on that Joseph guy?
Joseph was on probation. After today, there's no way he's not getting sent back to jail.
What? Are you serious?
I didn't expect him to break down that door either. I only wanted him to scare you a bit, but I guess he got too caught up in the moment.
Okay, well, regardless, I have no intentions of letting you off. I expect you to pay me back. Also, everything that you took from my house will need to be paid back.
Why? I'm apologizing for you this much. Why won't you forgive me?
I've already explained this multiple times. Were you always this slow? Maybe it's because it finally registered in her head that she won't be forgiven, but she headed straight to town. Just as Samantha said, Joseph, whom she had planned on marrying, was sent to jail, and now she has to work part-time to pay off the debt. He's paying it off slowly, but at this rate, she'll probably be spending the next 20 years paying this off. I don't care much about her paying me back, but I do hope that she learns her lesson within these 20 years. As for me, I moved out of the place I lived in with Samantha and rented an apartment, starting the life of living alone again. The money I spent 10 years paying off her debt can now be used for myself. I weirdly feel rich, and I'm not sure how I should be spending all this money. Well, I do plan on taking my caring sister out to a fancy meal since she helped me out a lot.
Hi, Dad. How have you been? I have some amazing news to share with you. I'm getting married!
Oh, wow! That's great! Your mother never mentioned that things were so serious between you and your boyfriend.
Actually, Mom didn't know that I was in a serious relationship either. I only told her yesterday, so she was pretty surprised. I wanted to tell the both of you in person, but it seems that you're really busy, so I texted you guys instead.
You're right. I've been pretty busy lately. But this is important. I can make time for you. When do you want to come over?
That sounds great. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. You'd be surprised to know that you've already met my fiancé.
What do you mean by that?
You'll see when you meet him. I'm so excited.
Okay. What's your fiancé like?
He works at a company that happens to be one of your clients. His name is Nate. Does that ring a bell?
Oh yes, it does. I know Nate. He works in sales, doesn't he? He's really good at his job, too. Well done. You picked a good guy to marry.
Well, it's not like I selected him from a group of men or anything. We just found that we have a lot in common. Anyway, I look forward to introducing you and Mom to Nate.
How about next weekend? Does that work for the two of you?
I think so. I'll write it down on my calendar. See you next week then. I'll make sure that Nate is available too. I'll get back to you when I know for sure, okay? Oh, I heard from Mom that you've been working on the weekends as well. Don't work too hard, though. You need to rest, too. What are you working on that is keeping you so busy?
I suppose it just means that my position in the company is becoming more senior. Being promoted isn't all fun. It means more responsibility, too.
Oh, so that means you got a promotion then? But why did the company lower your salary? It doesn't seem fair.
What are you talking about?
Mom told me that they lowered your salary, but you've been working longer hours with no overtime. I don't think that you should let the company abuse you like this.
They're not abusing me. You don't need to worry about that. I've been assigned some new tasks, and it's taking me some time to get used to them. Your mother shouldn't have said anything to you.
Oh. Alright then. I guess that makes sense because Nate tells me that your company takes great care of its employees. He told me that it didn't make sense that they were making you do more work for less money.
You don't need to be concerned. I can take care of myself. Nate doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't even work for the same company that I do. He'll understand when he's older and more mature. Besides, I'm getting benefits that are only available to people in my position. But because we get these benefits, we're not allowed to charge for overtime. So basically, I get paid an annual salary and no overtime. Do you get how it works now?
Of course I knew that. What I'm trying to tell you is that it doesn't make sense that they lowered your annual salary. If you got a promotion, your salary would stay the same or be raised.
Look, I don't want to talk about this anymore with you. I need to get back to work now. See you next week.
You're still working?
I am. So I really don't have time to be talking to you over chat. I look forward to sitting down with Nate and getting to know him better.
Okay. See you next week then. Good luck with work. A few days later. Mom, don't you think that Dad's been acting strange lately? I feel like he's hiding something from us. I agree. He's not quite himself these days. But hey, you don't need to worry about it. I can handle your father on my own. I told him my wedding date, but Dad didn't seem too interested. It kind of felt like he already had plans on that day. It feels like he's not even excited that I'm getting married. Me getting married is kind of a big deal. I expected him to be more enthusiastic than this. I'm sure that he's thrilled that you're getting married to Nate. He just has a weird way of showing it. Work is keeping him really busy and he hasn't gotten the chance to be happy about your engagement yet. He won't miss your wedding though. He loves you too much. Perhaps we can all sit down and talk about things when the time is right. What do you mean by that? You're making me think that something bad is going to happen to our family. I'm an adult, Mom. You don't need to hide anything from me. I can handle it. I don't want Nate to pick up on the fact that things are awkward in our family right now. You have a point. I was planning on telling you, but I didn't want to ruin your engagement or your wedding. I haven't said anything to your father about this, so will you keep it between us for now? I want to process things before I go and have a talk with your father. What do you need to process? I won't tell Dad, so please, tell me what's going on. It seems that your father is in love with someone else. What? So he's cheating on you then? Yes, but I didn't want to say anything until your wedding was over. I can't believe that Dad would do this to you. It's unforgivable. I'd like to have a word with him about this. And that's exactly what I don't want you to do. Let me talk to him when I'm ready. I'm still sorting things out. I'm also gathering all the evidence that I need. Wow. You're really handling this on your own? I'm proud of you, Mom. If Nate ever cheated on me like this, I'd go crazy. Yeah, it's best not to be cheated on. But if you have been, then the best way to deal with it is through revenge. I'm going to make sure that my plans don't interfere with your wedding, though. If it were just an affair, I might have been able to get past it, but the person he's cheating with is the other problem. What do you mean? The day of the wedding.
I'm in the middle of work right now. I can't pick up the phone right now.
How could you be at work right now? Call me back now! 3 hours later.
I'm still working. I'll get back to you later.
It's Saturday! And do you know what day it is today?
I'm on a business trip. I'm busy. What do you want?
Do you really have to ask? You're unbelievable!
What do you mean by that? I'm working. Show a little respect. Now stop texting me. I've got to go now.
I can't believe that you're the one getting mad about this. Do you understand what you're doing to our family?
What do you mean? I'm working for my family. I really have to go. Stop bothering me.
You're so clueless it makes me sick. I'm ashamed to have you as my father. I really hate you right now, and you're not the person that I thought you were.
What's with all the name calling? You're the one that's bothering me. Why are you so pissed? Now can you please let me get back to work?
Well, what kind of father forgets about his own daughter's wedding?
What?
I can't believe that you didn't come to my wedding. And I won't ever forgive you for it. So you forgot about my wedding because you were so preoccupied about going on your stupid trip with your young lover? Did I get that right?
Wait, how do you know about the trip?
Can you really call yourself a good father and husband after what you've done? You're dating someone that is close to my age. And you're so obsessed with her that you forgot to come to my wedding. How could you?
Wait, today's your wedding?
Yes, it is! Well, it's too late because you've already ruined everything. The wedding is over. And you didn't walk me down the aisle like you promised you would. I despise you.
It was an honest mistake. I didn't forget out of spite. Miranda, I'm so sorry about this. I'll find a way to make it up to you.
It's too late for your apologies. The damage has already been done.
But
You hurt me and Mom enough by having an affair, but on top of that, you forgot to come to my wedding? How could you?
I'm on a business trip, not a holiday. It's not my fault. And I'm not having an affair. This is all a big misunderstanding.
I see. So you're just going to continue lying to my face then? I spoke with the CEO of your company. He told me that you aren't on a business trip. Does that mean that he's the one that's lying?
You spoke to the CEO?
Well, he was at my wedding, so I thought I'd ask. I thought that it was strange that my father missed my wedding. When do you plan on telling us the truth? You can't run from this.
Why was the CEO at your wedding in the first place? Your wedding's not that important.
I see. So that's how you feel about my wedding then?
That's not what I meant. Your wedding is important to me, but why to our CEO? He doesn't know you personally.
You haven't been listening to anything I told you, huh? My fiance Nate is the son of the CEO of your client's company.
What? So you're marrying the son of a CEO?
Yes. So the CEO of your company attended as a guest of Nate's family. You should have known all this. Most of senior management was at our wedding.
Oh my. This can't be good for me.
No, it's not. And you're the one that caused this to happen. Are you starting to realize the gravity of your actions? Mom and I are in a really awkward position because of you. Well, your punishment is coming your way, so be prepared.
I'm on my way to the wedding venue right now. I'm sure that it's not too late.
I already told you that it's too late. The wedding is finished. So there's no point in you coming here. I'm cutting all ties with you.
Isn't that a little extreme? Give me a chance to make amends. I'm your father. You can't cut me out of your life.
Well, what kind of father forgets about his daughter's wedding to go on a trip with his lover? You're not my father anymore. And Mom feels the same way. She wants nothing to do with you. She's going to divorce you.
Divorce? She hasn't said anything to me about that. How many times do I have to tell you that I'm not having an affair? What can I do to have you believe me?
You're a disgrace. Why don't you stop lying? No one believes anything that you say. And you can't deny it because I already know the truth. Do you know why?
Aren't you just making this all up?
Then how come I know how old your lover is then? Mom hired a private investigator and she has all the information about your affair. Your lover happens to work at the same company as Nate.
I can't believe that your mother hired a private investigator!
Well, she was smart to do so. I don't consider you to be my father anymore. I don't want you to get in touch with me ever again. Nate already told his parents about your affair.
So Nate's father knows?
Yes, he does. And Mom told the CEO of your company. Practically everyone knows about your affair now.
How can she do this to me?
To you! You did this to us! Why don't you have a talk with your CEO and see what he thinks about your affair? That is, if you even have the courage to ask for a one-on-one meeting with your CEO.
Miranda, I apologize about missing your wedding. That was not my intention. You have to believe me.
It's too late to regret anything. It's already done. Your life as you know it ended the minute you decided to have an affair. You chose a really bad person to have an affair with as well. And it was stupid of you to plan a trip with her on the same day as my wedding.
How many times do I have to apologize about missing your wedding? I'm really sorry and I mean it. I'm going to make it up to you.
And how are you going to do that? Well, you just pay the alimony that you owe Mom and leave us alone. Mom and I are no longer on your side. You're on your own.
Do you have to be so hard on me? People make mistakes. We all do. Let me explain, and I'm sure that you and your mother will find it in your hearts to forgive me.
Well, I don't have the time to listen to your lame excuses. There's never a good reason for cheating on your spouse. I got married today, and I'm happy. I don't need my former father trying to ruin it for me. Please stop texting me.
I've been a good father to you. You can't cut me out because of one mistake.
You may have been a good father to me in the past, but that's in the past now.
What else do you want me to say?
Good luck with your life. It was nice knowing you. Have a happy life with your lover. Afterward, Miranda's father, Sean, showed up at the wedding venue, but it was too late. All the guests had already left. Miranda blocked his number, so he was no longer able to get in touch with her. Sean's wife, Melanie, filed for a divorce and requested that he pay her alimony. Sean ended up borrowing money to pay the alimony to his ex-wife, and he was kicked out of the house. Things became uncomfortable for Sean at the workplace, too, and he ended up leaving. Sean's lover quit her job, too, but things weren't so bad for her because she got married to her young fiancé. Sean was all alone and lost everything that was important to him. If only he hadn't been so stupid to start an affair. We can't help but feel a little sorry for what happened to him in the end.